Welcome back. You're watching Ebru Today.
Thank you for joining us. Joyce Hilary is our legal analyst, and we welcome her back to the show. Joyce, good to have you here. We're talking about adding fluoride to your water. Some people are going to say, what? I didn't know there was fluoride in my water. Other people, this is a topic very near and dear to their heart.
Exactly.
So, what are the benefits?
The main benefit, and the only reason the fluoride is added to water, is to prevent tooth decay. All right? We've been doing it in the United States, in some places or other, since 1945, and this first began in Michigan. The primary reason, and the only reason, to add fluoride to water is to prevent tooth decay.
What about toothpaste with fluoride in it?
Exactly. Good point. All right. The opponents of adding fluoride to water say, why should we ingest this? It's potentially toxic, and especially in terms of children, we can get into that, major issues are involved. So why do we have to ingest water? Because what the research has shown, the more modern research has shown, is that the benefit of fluoride comes from topical treatments. So really, so maybe it's drinking the water and maybe having the water go over the teeth, but why should we ingest that? So they say it's just as effective to use fluoride toothpaste, which are readily available and economical, because there's an argument as to whether this protects lower income families. So toothpaste, mouth rinses, and even the dentists, they apply a fluoride treatment to children.
Right. And now there's a problem of potential over-fluoridation.
Exactly. And there are many reasons for that. If we add fluoride to the water, think about this. We get fluoride from other sources. Fluoride actually is in water in varying different concentrations depending on where you live. So if you add that on top of that, you get more fluoride. So that's dangerous. And also, if you think about fluoride is very dangerous to children, especially up to 8 years old. And it can, you can develop a problem with a permanent staining on the teeth. And there are other people who even argue that it can affect IQ, you can develop bone cancer. There are people who even argue that it can promote arthritis.
So now let's take the scientist hat off and put the legal hat on. Are there grounds for legal challenges against fluoridation?
I think there are, because in effect, it's taking away our right not to be, quote unquote, medicated with adding fluoride to our water. So we are being forced to ingest fluoride. And I think there was definitely a good argument against that, because if we can choose as individuals or for our children to how we wish to give them the fluoride, because fluoride definitely is effective.
Well, one of the things I didn't even realize until I had children, the dentist's first thing he said is, do you have fluoride in your water? I said, I don't know. Where do you live? No, you don't. You need to give these drops to your kids. But don't use fluoride toothpaste, because if you use it, that's too much. I get confused, and for many people, it's not even a choice.
Exactly. And again, going back to the argument, let's say that we put fluoride in the water, okay? Now, you could opt out of using the fluoride in some respects in terms of using bottled water. So if you're getting back to, say, protecting lower income, they can't opt out because they can't afford to buy bottled water. So
some people don't even know that there's fluoride in the water. I was one of those people. And I don't have fluoride in my water. But again, how do you know what is too much? I don't give my kids the drop, and my daughter still has the white dots on her teeth, and they said, well, now she's been over-fluoridated. Fluorinated. I didn't give her the drops. I gave her the toothpaste. What's right? It's very, very confusing.
It is.
As to what the clear answer is here. And they're trying to legislate in some areas to make it mandatory to have fluoride.
Exactly. And then there's the cost factor, too, because the utility companies are supposed to bear the cost of this. However, it's hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, and of course that will be passed on to the consumers. So you've got the cost factor plus the health risks. So I mean, I'm not a physician, so I can't speak to the health risks. But in my research, it would appear that the topical application of fluoride would be the way to go, and not force people, not mandate.
So how does someone find out whether their local water is fluoridated?
I would believe they could contact their local water companies, and of course, we're dealing with public water supply here. So I believe they could contact. Now, New Jersey, what we're talking about now is New Jersey is now in the process of there's pending legislation regarding mandating adding fluoride to water, and New Jersey's 49th and only second to Hawaii in the least fluoridated water state.
Joyce Hilary, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Appreciate it.